90% of Copart buyers ignore this one step before bidding, and that's exactly why 90% of them are losing money. Most people open Copart, they browse Copart, they see a car they like, they bid on it, and that's exactly their whole process, and then they wonder why they're losing money. The problem isn't that they're picking bad cars. The problem is that they have no system. They're guessing on the fees, on the parts, on the labor, and then they wonder why they're losing money. I've been buying vehicles for years. My father owns a collision shop, and with that being said, I still use the system because I simply don't have the time to manually calculate the labor, the fees, the parts. I have a system that does it for me. You're going to see the system that's running in the background doing the math in real time. The fees, the parts, the labor, everything, while I'm talking through what I'm actually thinking. Let's get into it. The filters that I use is run and drive. I put salvage because I'm currently buying salvage. The odometer, I do 55,000 max, and I do minimum 1 because I'm trying to avoid all vehicles that are 0 odometer or 0 mileage. The year is 2020 to 2025, and the sale date is going to be for tomorrow. And I also put the drivetrain. It has to be a 4x4 and all-wheel drive. I do not buy front or rear drive. Since I sell to my wholesaler, and my wholesaler doesn't accept front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. Now, everything is loaded. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on the sale date because as you can see here, this says future. I want to avoid these vehicles. This says future as well. I want the vehicles that are for tomorrow. Even though you put the exact sale date that you want, for some reason Copart still doesn't always show you all of them. All right, here we go. So Toyota is very difficult to buy. I'm going to skip it. I don't buy German because I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to buy a vehicle for myself. Jeep Compass, I might look into it. So let's check it out. Now, I want to make something very clear. I sell to wholesalers, meaning the number that I can sell is going to be lower than the person that's selling privately. Because when you sell to a wholesaler, he's going to eventually sell it online for a retail price, meaning he's going to take it for a lower price. And therefore, I have to be careful what I buy because my margins are smaller. If you're selling retail, you have a competitive advantage over me because you can bid higher because you're going to be selling retail. I'm selling wholesale. So the number that I'm selling for is going to be, let's just say, 10K, while you can sell that car retail, you'll sell it for 15K. So your margins are, you can bid higher than me. So for that reason, I have to look for vehicles that are hit, not extremely and not minor hits, kind of a medium type of hit. This one is not hit hard enough for me to be able to compete with the market. So that's my strategy because that's what aligns with me. Your strategy is going to be different because you're going to be selling to a different target audience. So you have to know who you're selling to. Now, with that being said, let's keep going here. Mercedes, as I said, I don't buy German. Subaru, I don't buy. Mitsubishi, I don't buy. You're going to see me skip a lot of cars. The other thing I also do that I forgot to do here is I like to look at the vehicles that are the most expensive. I can't buy a vehicle for $160,000. So I'm just going to skip to about, let me go here. Okay, this is the range where I can buy. You look at the estimated retail value. This is not accurate, but it gives you a ballpark. All right. So let's go ahead and see here. I currently have about $41,000 that I can spend. So this one says buy it now for $37,000. But let me see the hit. As I said, the hit has to be a little bit, it has to be medium hit. So let's see here. Okay. So I see there's frame damage here. Is there a suspension damage? Let's see if there's suspension damage. How do we know? You look at the wheel here. The wheel is going to the right. Let's see if the other wheel is going to the right. As you can see, the other wheel is not going to the right. This needs a knee assembly. There's suspension damage there. So this fender is messed up. It needs a full bumper assembly. This has sensors. It needs a grill. It needs a hood. It needs a fender from the other side. It needs a wheel airbag. It needs a roof airbag. It needs a headlight. Now this is still considered kind of a minor hit considering what I buy. So I'll leave this if I don't find anything else. I'll leave this for later. Let's keep going here. A Chevy Tahoe. This is a very minor hit, so I won't be able to compete. But let's just assume that I want to buy this, or I want to create an estimate for this. Now this is the problem that a lot of people have, as we discussed. You don't know the labor, you don't know the parts, you don't know the fees, you don't know anything. Well, from just one click of a button here, I'm going to click it. And as you can see, the system is now running and it's going to do everything for us. It's running the full estimate as you can see on the screen. It's going to do the parts for us. It's going to find you real eBay listings. Now, currently the system can only find eBay listings, but that's a good starting point because eBay sells a lot of aftermarket parts and OEM parts. So that's a great starting point. Then it's also going to do the labor estimate for you. And here it is, it's done. It's also going to do the fees for you. So let's check out what it got here. So it's a V8. It gives you the paint code as well. So that's great. It also tells you where the car is made. So made in the United States. That's great. Now this car is selling for $52,000. This is from real market data. This is from 53 sales analyzed right now. It tells you it needs 98 days on average to sell if you're selling retail. Now, because this is a salvage, the system already took that into account. And this is the salvage price. Now, if I switch this to clean, this car is selling $70,000 clean title. But because it's salvage, you're going to sell it for way less because it's salvage. All right. Then there's the mileage adjustment. Everything is already there. Everything is there. The link, the title, when this auction date is going to go, the sale name, the location, the mileage. And then as you can see, all of your numbers are already here. It tells you the transportation. Let's see if this is correct. 650. Let's go back here. 650 as you can see. Now, let's go back to auction fees. It's going to cost you about $2,200 of auction fees, guys. People don't know these. They don't know these numbers. This system gets you the numbers. Now the parts. If I click on Parts Assist, you still have to go and put the parts that it missed because it's an AI. You still have to go through it as well. Let's see what it got. It put the front bumper reinforcement. It put the radiator, the AC condenser, the radiator cooling fan, the complete front bumper, the front grille, the front bumper, the active grille shutter, and the headlight, the front fender, and the driver airbag. Excellent. Now, did it miss anything? It did. It missed the roof airbag. So let's add the roof airbag, which is the side curtain airbag. Now let me scroll down. The side curtain airbag, we needed the left side, which is the driver's side. That's pretty much the only thing that it missed. Is that the only thing that it missed? I believe so. This headlight might be still good. This is the right fender. Do we need a left fender? The fender here can be repaired, but I'll add it as well to the estimate just to stay on the safe side. So we'll do both fenders instead of one. And then I'm going to search for the two new parts. Now, if you look closely here, if I click on front bumper and I scroll down, here's the front bumper. If I scroll down, here's the front bumper. If I click on it, you can buy the front bumper. There's no system on the planet that does this. And this is why people keep losing money, because they don't do the math before buying from Copart or IAA. All right, now you can click on it. It'll register 157. For the sake of this example, I would go through all these and then you would do apply to calculator. Now in this situation, it couldn't find a side curtain airbag. What you could do is you could write or type EXT, and you could go and find it yourself from your supplier, such as car parts. Let's go to car parts. What is this vehicle? It's a 2024 GMC Yukon. So 2024 GMC Yukon. So I'm gonna go here to GMC Yukon. GMC Yukon with a Y. Here it is. I don't think it's an XL. Is it an XL? Yukon Denali. It's not an XL, it's a Denali. So that's the only one there is there. So I'm gonna go ahead and find airbag. And we need the driver roof airbag. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the driver roof, search, and they have it for $450 here in Detroit. $450. That's a good price based on everything else, and that's the only one that's near me. But anyways, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put $450. Now, if I wanted to, I can add my URL. You can just add the URL here to keep track of it. So I'll keep this, I'll paste it, and I'll save it. That way, what will happen is next time I'm able to just click on the link and it will take me exactly to that link. Okay? Now, I don't need to add that. I'm just going to keep it $450 and I'm going to apply it to the system here. Now, look at the repair costs. I already gave you how much this is going to cost. It's saying $4,000 in repair. Now, let's go ahead and check why. So it has everything here, replace, and it's giving you the body hour and the paint hour, and it's giving you the total cost for each specific piece. Now, this is important. If you don't add it to the parts, there's no way the system can create the labor for you. Now, if I remove something from the parts, it'll be removed from the labor. So they are associated, they are connected. All right, so let's see here. So we had the front bumper and we had the front bumper assembly. So that's not right to have both of those. So let me see here. The complete front bumper assembly, they actually have it, which is actually really good. This is the complete bumper. So I'm going to put that on the estimate. Let's see this one. This one comes with the fog light. So I'd probably go with this one. So I'm going to click on that one. And since I have the complete bumper, you can look at the complete bumper here. They have it for $528. It's a great price. You can't find this OEM. This is why sourcing parts like this is great. It comes with the grille, it comes with the fog lights, it comes with everything. So what I'm going to do is, because the complete front bumper is available, sometimes it's not, I'm going to go here to front bumper cover. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go to front grille, and I'm going to remove this. Does this vehicle have an active grille shutter? It does. So I'm just going to leave it. And you can see that it says $363, but there's cheaper options. So make sure you click on it, and this will update the estimate. Now, for the sake of this example, as I said, I'm just going to leave it as is. Everything else seems good. I'm going to apply this to the system. And now I'm going to go back to the labor here. And as you can see, the labor changed. Look at this. It's $3,297. If I go here to the bid engine, it's at $4,000. That's what the previous number was. But because we removed the other front bumper piece in the grille, it lowered. It decreased in price. So I'm going to click on apply to repair cost, and it has applied. Now let's go back over to the repair to show you here. You have everything here. It shows you what you need to paint. Okay, it has the paint hours. Now let's say that these rates are too low for the state that you're in. All you gotta do is go to the body rate and you gotta change it. You change it to your body rate per hour. You change it to your paint rate, to your material rate. That's how easy it is. And look how smart the system is. It'll automatically from the VIN number know if this is an SUV, if it's a pickup, if it's a sedan. This is an SUV, and this is a tri-coat. For people that don't know what that means, when you're painting, there's 1 stage, 2 stage, and 3 stage. This car has a 3-stage paint, which is more expensive. This will take it into consideration. No system on the planet will do that. So here we go. We have everything here. It's telling you what it's going to blend. Blend the hood, blend the front door shell. Did we need a hood here or no? Did we need a hood or no? Well, the hood looks good to me. I don't see anything here with the hood. We might need to repair it, but otherwise it looks good. I don't see anything wrong with it, no damage. Then it has the pre-scan, the post-scan. You can remove these if you're selling with someone you know they're not really going to do that. You have ADIS calibration. You have frame, $600 for frame. It has everything. And then you can add everything. You can add even more labor if you have to. Now, let's stick with this. It's a very fair price. $3,000 for parts, $3,200 for repair costs, auction fees, $2,200. People don't know this. That's how much this car is going to cost. And then I'm going to click on calculate bidding options. I'm also going to put this as favorite because I like this. I like this car. All right, and here we go. It shows you the fees, and it shows you clean title, how much it's sold for, which is $69,000, which I already showed you guys. And it's saying how many days it takes to sell. Okay, and then these are the adjustments for the mileage. If the mileage is too high, if it's low, then it'll give you an increase in value. And then you have the salvage, title, adjustment as well. Now, if you're selling this retail, because it's a salvage, you can sell it for $50,500. Now, for wholesale, for me, I'm going to sell it to a wholesaler. So as you can see, if we look at the max bid, I can only bid up to $23,000, while if you're selling private, you can bid up to $32,000. There's almost a $10,000 difference between me bidding and you bidding. Do you see what's going on here? So it depends on which deal you're taking. Now, if you're selling on Facebook or you're selling on cars.com or Car Gurus, or you're a dealer, you're a LaFontaine, whoever you are, you're going to be selling retail. And so this is the number you would be looking at. Now, let's say that you don't have a problem having a 10% return on investment, meaning you don't have a problem making less than $8,500 for this specific deal. Then all you got to do is say what the custom return on investment for you works. So let's say that you don't have a problem if you get a 10% return on investment. You can now bid $36,600. I don't recommend doing this. You can do this if you want to. I just stick to this. I think a 20% return on investment is the minimum I would go, as the system gives you. Because there's always going to be parts that you cannot see with the naked eye. Once the car gets there, you're going to have broken hoses, broken brackets that you have to buy from the dealer because nobody has these. And these will add up. So that's how it is. Then I'm going to click on track. It is tracked, as you can see. If I go to the deal queue, I have it here. And from here, I have all the information that I need. And you have the pictures as well. Okay? So everything is here. The parts are here. You can check the parts. It browses everything like you did before. Everything is here. Okay? And then the labor is here. Everything is here. And then if you lose it, once you go through the auction, you mark it as lost. You keep that as data in your system. Make sure you do that. And if you want it, you click one and it'll take you to the portfolio. And it'll come here. So that's how it is. And then from here, you can keep track of your records. You can keep track of all of your records. Like this car here, for example. This Jeep Wagoneer. Okay, everything here is tracked. We have the mileage. We have the listing on Copart. If I click on it, it'll take me to the listing. Now, I have the VIN number. I have all the details. I have the market range, the medium range. Everything is here. Then I have the max and wholesale bids, the retail and wholesale bids. I have all of the numbers and how much I've spent in parts. So look at this car. I've added everything with all of my suppliers. So 2 hinges from this supplier, okay? Reinforcement bar from this supplier, and I have the number here. And it came out to about $7,000 in parts for this vehicle. And the labor was about almost $3,500 in parts, in labor. Okay? And this will keep track of all of your files, and it will tell you how much money you've made, how much profit you've made. If I scroll down here, it'll show me that I spent with this vehicle about $25,000, and I sold it to my wholesaler here for $36,000. I made with this vehicle $10,700. That was a 42% return on investment, guys. So this is one of the great vehicles that I've had. And this will stay here. And with all this data, what you can do is this system will help you improve as you keep moving forward. So you have your statistics. It shows you all your statistics month by month, and it shows you everything you need. It shows you the expenses by vendor, how much I've spent with eBay, with my dealer, with my other suppliers. And then I have some wholesale intel. This, you might not use it because you're selling retail. And then it also shows you the top lost vehicles. So after losing so many vehicles, it'll show you the top lost vehicles in this section. Why is this important? Because this will allow you to understand what vehicles to stay away from because you're wasting your time with. And I've lost, here it says I've lost 7 times. I've lost at the 2025 Toyota Tundra. I've lost 7 times a 2024 Chevy Silverado. Okay, and there's so many other things here that we've added to the system. So I'm gonna keep doing my research. I'm gonna keep looking for cars. I've showed you how I use the system. I've showed you exactly what I do and what I look for. The idea and the concept behind making money is that you need a system and you cannot be guessing. I've already showed you the system. Now you have to use the system in order to make money, because it will calculate your fees, it will calculate your labor, it will calculate the parts, and it will give you the retail value of the vehicle. And it will source everything for you. And with that being said, when you use the system like that, you understand how much you should bid and you understand how much your profit is. And you will not lose money anymore because you know what you're getting yourself into. You're going to bid on a lot of these cars and you're going to lose a lot of these cars, which is very normal. You're not bidding on these cars just to win them. You're trying to bid on a car to win it so that you can make money and be profitable. But if that car is going to be a loss, we don't want it. And that's why the system is excellent. So if you want the system, I'll leave the link in the bio. Check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.